Gracious Lord,
also she was disappointed because there is no Adventist church there also. And she began to pray and ask God to open an Adventist church in her city. And one day, as she was traveling from work from the hospital, she passed to the city, and she saw a sign outside a building, and it was written Nova Church. And Simone, she was shocked, cannot believe her eyes, because God had prayed, and for what she is looking to have a new church there. the Noah temple, means she's looking to have a new church. There, the Noah organized organizers. They built a new church in the in her city, and organizers they and she was filled with joy and happiness because God had answered her prayers. And after she saw the church, she walked straightly into the church and joyfully introduced herself as Pastor Israel and Pastor Louis. And Simone, she told the good news to the pastors that she had been praying to God to open a new church. After a long time, God had answered. And pastors were very happy to hear what the Simone she told, and pastor was very Simone is completing her Bible studies and preparing to surrender her life. Gets an opportunity, she invites someone to visit the church, and she was very delighted that God had fulfilled her dreams to have an Seventh-day Adventist church in her city. And now my desire is for God to enlighten and many lives will be reached by His love. And Simone, she's telling thanks to each and every person for giving a generously 13th Sabbath offering. And on September 24th, the offerings will be helpful to establish 4 new churches in Brazil, and so that the more people like Simone will be able to find an Adventist church in their city.
We have a special song by Prince and Group.
దేవుని ఆలయములు ఈ దేహం పరిశుద్ధునిగా సృష్టించే శరీరం దేవుని సృష్టికర్త పనియే ఈ లోక సృష్టికర్త పనియేగా ఘనతనుందా వేవేల దూతలతో కొని నీవు కావాలి అల్ఫా ఓమేగా అయిన మహిమకు పాత్రుడైన దేవుడు మహిమ పొందాలని ఘనత వేవేల దూతలతో కొని దేవునికి నీవు కావాలని తన రాజ్యం స్థాపించాలని తన పోలిక చుకొని తన నిర్మించుకొని నాదే కోరెనుగా నీ హృదయాన్ని తనకియగా నా దేవ కోరెనుగా అన్ని తనకియగా కన్నులతో చూచే లోకం దేవుని ఆలయముగా ఈ దేహం సృష్టించే శరీరం నా దేవుని సృష్టియేగా ఈ సృష్టికర్త పనియేగా నీ సృష్టియేగా ఈ సృష్టికర్త ఈ లోకం నా సృష్టికర్త పనియేగా ఈ లోకం నా సృష్టికర్త పని సృష్టికర్త పని నీటి ఆవిరైపోవును ఇది మన్నైపోవును అల్పేగా ఈ జీవితం పాడైపోవును ఇది లయమైపోవును నీటి బుడగ వంటిదేగా ఈ జీవితం ఆవిరైపోవును ఇది మన్నైపోవును అల్పంగా ఈ జీవితం ఆడైపోవును ఇది లయమైపోవును ఈ సృష్టిని దేవుడిగా నీవు ఇది లయమైపోవును జీవించావు దేవుడిగా నీవు సృష్టికర్త దేవునినే మరచి కావు యేసయ్యా నీ కోసమే నీ శాపాన్ని భరించెను నీ కోసమే ఈ కేసులకై సిలువ చేతులే నిన్ను పేర్చెను కన్నులతో చూచే లోకం నిన్ను పేర్చెను సృష్టించబడని భూలోకం దేవుని ఆలయముల సృష్టించడంతో పరిశుద్ధునిగా సృష్టించే శరీరం సృష్టికర్త పనియేగా ఈ లోకం నాయేగా ఈ లోకం సృష్టికర్త పనియేగా సృష్టికర్త పనియేగా
Good morning, everyone. Happy Sabbath to you all. I thank God for giving such a great opportunity to stand before you and preach His word. Today, for our future talk, I have chosen a topic called instructions. I have a question for you. Whenever our seniors or teachers, our parents, whenever they instruct us, will we listen to them? No, right? We'll tell most probably the first word which we get is don't try to rule us. The word which we use commonly, even to our siblings will use that word. I don't want to tell about these worldly instructions, but I'll take few illustrations from the Bible. What God has instructed is we'll use that. To whom the instruction was given and what was the instruction? First, I want to start with the creation. Jesus created all the things in this world within 6 days. In that 6 days, even He created human being with His own hands. And on the 7th day, He rested. And after finishing everything, God says even He created, it is good and it is well. After everything, God rested. The only instruction is given to the human is not to eat the fruits from the tree. Is that a small instruction or no? Yes, it is a small. But being physically, it is very hard. If we live spiritually, it is very easy to fight with Satan. And the Satan appeared to Eve and started tempting. It is very hard. If we live spiritually, it is very easy to fight with Satan. And the Satan appeared to Eve and started tempting. It is very hard. If we live spiritually, it is very easy to fight. There, the instruction is not to eat the fruit. But they disobeyed it. Did they got any punishment for them? Yes, they got. That is not dying physically, but spiritually they were died. For work, especially for nursing students, the problems are writing box file, writing clinical files and getting correction. For them, there is no need to study, there is no hard work, there is no need to get sweat even. They go around, they just take the fruit and eat. They can live however they like. But just by disobeying that, they were spiritually dead and they are thrown out of the Garden of Eden. All the struggles have started. This was the one instruction. And another instruction I want to remind you, when Abraham was talking to Jesus, Jesus told he is going to destruct the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. And Abraham asked many things like from 100 to 10 he bargained to God, and if 10 righteous people, will you save that city? So, okay, righteous, I will save them. And we all know the story, the angel will go to the Lord's family and tell about all the things. And the only instruction which is given by the angel to the Lord's family is not to look back. But the Lord's wife, what she will do, she was very worried about her family or her wealth, or maybe she may doubted her faith. Just because of disobeying, the punishment which she got is dying physically. Yes, of course she died, like she became a salt pillar. There is no more life for her. And even when we see Jonah, Jesus instructed Jonah to go to Nineveh. Jesus had some plan. He should save the people in the Nineveh. They are so wicked like Sodom and Gomorrah. Both places are very wicked. So Jesus want to save by Jonah. So when Jesus instructed Jonah, he didn't listen. He also disobeyed God. Got into sheep and he started traveling to somewhere else. And Jesus was very angry. But still then, God has plan on him. So what Jesus did? There was a big, everyone were praying to their gods, Lord, please, please save us, save us. But Jonah was very peacefully sleeping in his cabin. So one of the master will go to him and he will say, why you are sleeping? There was a big storm. Just get up and pray to your God. Maybe he may answer your prayer. So Jonah know that because of his disobedience, he was getting this punishment. So Jonah decided that they keep the sheets and his name will come, and all the people in the ship they throw Jonah into the water. And even after disobedience of God's word, Jonah when he prayed, God answered his prayer. He was in the fish belly for 3 days. He just kneeled down, he just prayed to God. God heard his prayer and the fish vomited him out. And this was the one instruction. And another instruction I want to tell you about Noah. As we all know, Noah, God instructed Noah to build an ark. And he preached for many years. 150 years he preached. But not even one soul was ready to get into that ark. But Jesus have waited for many days. Noah just obeying God's instruction, he was very secure in the hands of God. See, when whole world is died in the flood, only Noah's family was saved. How grateful it is just of one obedience, just obedience to the instruction he was saved. Not only he saved, his family also saved. I just want to end all these illustrations here. Just because of obeying God's commandment, Noah is able to save his family and his life also. When we see Lot's wife, just because of disobedience, she has no more life. In the same way, when we see Adam and Eve, they also died spiritually, but they are physically alive. Okay, these are the instructions what God has given. Before, our forefathers used to talk face to face to the God. Jesus directly gave instructions to Adam and Eve. And through Abraham, God gave instruction to Lot's wife. And to Jonah also God gave, and for Noah also God only directly gave the instructions. In our day-to-day life, we can't talk to God face to face. How can we know the instructions? How can we know that God is instructing, God has some plan on us? When we read the Bible every day, we have many instructions are given. Not only the 10 commandments, not only in New Testament we have 2 commandments, in Old Testament we have 10 commandments. Not only that are the commandments, we have many instructions, what to eat, what not to eat, how to wear, how to behave in church, how to have a spiritual life. Many instructions are given in the Bible. When we read Bible every day, if each word will instruct every day to us, help ask God to help grow spiritually. I hope you all got something. Thank you, one and all.
For our closing song, BSc third year will be the closing song. Meanwhile, offering will be collected. Shall we all rise our devotion? In heaven, Father, thank you, Lord, for giving the sinners to came to the end to secure this is a Father, please be. Please remember who are sick and needy, O Father. Please bless them and guide them, O Father. Bless our Sabbath blessings, O Father, today. Please remember our parents struggling to study us, O Father. Please bless them and guide them, O Father. Clouds of heaven, may we have a place in the eternal home. I am praying in Jesus' name. Amen.
Happy Sabbath, dear church members. On behalf of the Sabbath School Department, I would like to thank the BSc third year students Sabbath School program. Coming to the offering report, we have collected Sabbath School expense offering 1,565 rupees and mission offering 5,340 rupees. There are no further announcements. We can disperse for our classes. Thank you all.